Honorable Magnus Kofi Amoatey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to participate in this debate to approve the financial policy of Government of Ghana laid before this House by the Honorable Minister of Finance. Mr. Speaker, I will dwell on two areas, the areas of public safety and corruption. Mr. Speaker, at paragraph 911 of the policy statement, the minister, if I may quote, said, the broad aim of the public safety sector is to promote the rule of law and equal access to justice, promote the peaceful coexistence of all segments of society, and ensure public safety and security. Mr. Speaker, this is an area which is one of the areas of the Sustainable Development Goals. It is also part of the African Union agenda. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, if we should strictly go on this tangent, the international community will look at Ghana with so much respect. Mr. Speaker, to the contrary, I ask myself whether there is adequate security and peaceful coexistence of all Ghanaians today. Mr. Speaker, no day passes without a report of violent news reports coming from the regions. Somebody has been murdered, somebody has been slain, some people have been attacked. What is the cause of it? Is it a case that we have lost confidence in our law enforcement agencies to the point that people are taking laws into their own hands? Mr. Speaker, it is an open secret that political vigilantism is the order of the day, and persons attack even their own political allies with impunity, and they have the assurance that the law will not catch up with them. They go scot-free. Mr. Speaker, to my mind, there is so much insecurity today that nobody goes to bed sleeping peacefully because you don't know when somebody will attack you. Mr. Speaker, in the budget statement, the MPP government in 2017 promised Ghanaians that they are going to take steps to change some of the laws under the Criminal Offences Act. 2 years into the administration of the MPP, we are still waiting. I am yet to see what those promises are, when those promises are going to be fulfilled. The Speaker, all I'm saying is that we are taking law enforcement and the public safety of this country for granted. For granted. We are being divided now on political lines, so that you cannot make a very, very good statement or contribution to any discussion without being classified.
Hold on. Yes, I'm a member for Techiman North or Kofi.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Member made a very sweeping statement when he was speaking about vigilantism, that nobody goes to bed sleeping soundly. And I think that is an overstatement. I sleep very well in my house. So I think that statement is not very fair on the government. He should withdraw that.
Can you repeat what you're complaining about?
He said, he made a statement that nobody goes to bed sleeping soundly. And I'm saying that is not a true reflection of the state we are in as a country. And so he should retract those statements. Thank you.
I remember, when you go to bed, don't you sleep soundly?
Mr. Speaker, the honorable member that raised the objection himself will confirm to this House that he himself was a victim of...
No, he says he sleeps soundly. So,
Mr. Speaker, the reference was not in relation to vigilantism. I was speaking of insecurity in general.
Yes, but not everybody, it's not everybody who doesn't sleep, so qualify it.
So, Mr. Speaker, I take you from you, and I say that most Ghanaians go to bed without being assured of their safety. And it is because that...
Yes, Honorable Leader.
Mr. Speaker, at no time in the history of Ghana, and indeed in the history of any society, has it ever happened that all the residents or citizens of that community have gone to bed without having any fears. That is a statement of fact. As Speaker, for him to say that today in Ghana, most people, what is the basis for making that statement? What's the basis? You could say some people go to bed having some premonitions or being afraid. That may be acceptable. But to say that most people, you must ground that on some factual statistics that have been produced. Do you have that evidence?
Yes, the Honorable
Mr. Speaker, I think the fear of being attacked is everywhere, even including this House. You remember from even the last parliament till date, members of parliament ourselves have been asking for even security protection in our various homes. Members of parliament have been attacked, and the member was very emphatic. He said, we should not be divided in political land. But this is a fact. And hardly can you make any statement without being even drawn into the political lines. And even the member who raised the objection, the honorable member was emphatic to say that even he himself was a victim. If his witness is here, Mr. Speaker, it tells you that there are issues of insecurity. So may we allow my honorable colleague to continue. And if there are issues of insecurity, it behoves on all of us to come together and address them. And that is what he's saying. In fact, I'm enjoying the discussion. Mr. Speaker, I think my leader is also enjoying it. May we allow the honorable colleague to continue.
Yes, Honorable Leader.
Mr. Speaker, this is a House of Records. And let's not forget that any statement that we make here may reverberate. It may resonate in some circles. We have our government, we have our president going outside to try to woo investors into this country. And you are a member of parliament, you are here saying that most Ghanaians go to bed worried about their security. Mr. Speaker, that is a very serious statement. If my honorable colleague doesn't see it that way, it's a very serious statement. And I'm saying that, yes, it may be true that some Ghanaians may have this fear, but certainly not most. If you are going to say most, you must produce hard evidence. That's the issue that I'm raising.
Honorable Member, I think the point is well known. Can you qualify it better? Many Ghanaians...
I'm grateful, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, some Ghanaians go to bed. Mr. Speaker, I had in mind when I was talking about violence, about the ignoble experience of our colleague, the Honorable J.B. Dankwa, who was murdered in his chamber. It is a fact that it happened. I am not looking at the judicial merits of that case. It is a fact. Our colleague was murdered, and several others have been murdered. So, Mr. Speaker, I stand by my position and saying that some Ghanaians are still living in fear in this country. And we must ask the government to ensure that the public safety, the security that they promised us will strictly be adhered to, so that we all sleep soundly, or many more Ghanaians will sleep soundly in their homes. Mr. Speaker, in the 2017 budget policy statement, the Attorney General indicated that she was going to complete the law house so that there will be sufficient office space for the attorneys. In the 2019 budget statement, it is still there that the law house construction will continue. The question I'm asking is, what percentage of work has been done on the law house from 2017 till now? What percentage of work is left to be done? It is known, it is a fact, that the Attorney General's Department, and indeed a lot of judicial offices, operate in makeshift office accommodations. When you go to the district, the premises of the courts are nothing to write home about. Mr. Speaker, all I'm advocating is that if we want to solve this problem of insecurity in this country, there is need for us to strengthen our institutions of public safety. There is need for us to give them the logistics that they need to work with. It is a fact that you go to some of these offices and even the paper you used to write letters will not be there. There is need for us to strengthen the personnel of these areas, to train them in the modern technology of fighting crime. I saw in the budget statement that stakeholders' workshop will be held. I am expecting to read that our law enforcement agencies will be given orientation or retraining, retooling into fighting modern crime, cyber crime, which is giving Ghana a terrible name. Mr. Speaker, there is need for us to do more. Public education we need to make so that we tell ourselves that Ghana first and not political parties first, so that together we can all contribute to ensuring public safety of this country. Mr. Speaker, my next area is the MPP promise.
You have 1 more minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To fight corruption. I believe to fight corruption to the teeth. What is happening today? The Office of the Special Prosecutor has been set up 2 years into office. I am expecting 2 years. We are in the 2nd year of the MPP administration. The office has been set up. I am expecting to see the number of prosecutions, the number of convictions, the number of confiscations that the OSP has done. Mr. Speaker, if you go through the budget statement for this year, at page 216, the Office of the Prosecutor has been given a staff ceiling of 12. 12.